Do I call you Xavier? X? What do you like to be called?
I'm so easy, man. Whatever.
Well, I really appreciate.
I don't like my preference on
it. I appreciate you taking the time because let's face it, you always have something going on, whether or not the public realizes it. But good day for you so far.
Say it again.
A good day for you so far.
You know, any day that I'm standing upright, brother, that's a good day. And I'm sure when I'm gone, they'll keep on being good days because they are all good days.
Healthy perspective there. Well, speaking of that, I had the pleasure of interviewing you about 2.5 years ago at this music festival in Clearwater, Florida.
Oh, yeah, Clearwater.
And I asked a dumb question that was actually pretty prophetic at the time. And I said, does being a Grammy Award winner change your life in any way? And you quickly were like, no, not really. No, I still got to work and all that. But we were connected by another awards ceremony. So it's kind of like the awards have never stopped for you. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think, you know, people, I think in the creative and the artists kind of dig what I do, and they understand that I'm really, yeah, I'm an artist first. Like, man, that's what I'm an artist before I'm a musician even, you know, completely an artist and everything. Love being creative, and I feel like that's my contribution, which is the word. That's my contribution, man, is to be creative and, you know, offer some things that may be anecdotal to a lot of the ills and the challenges in the world that we live in. I appreciate and take that very seriously.
Right. The latest artistic statement that I've heard from you is the Root City Anthem. How long was it from getting the offer to do that to actually having it out in the world? Was it a secret kind of project?
No, it was just like, they asked me, and I remembered being in Argentina, and I was playing the song off of Please Don't Be Dead. I was doing the chorus to A Boy Named Andrew. Da 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 da. And I was just like, I remember they took it over and I couldn't even play it anymore. And I just sat there and I watched Argentina and I thought, wow, this is soccer world. So I kind of channeled that idea to get something that felt good to chant. And so that's what I did. And that was right after that I had the song, and you know, it's just a local thing I did for the soccer team. Oakland Roots, support your local soccer team. So I enjoyed doing it, and it was fun. And
yeah, I'm noticing all the professional soccer teams are working with great artists, and you don't have to agree with this statement, but it seems like Major League Soccer and the minor league soccer teams have their pulse better and more so on the music scene than other professional sports organizations.
I think so. I definitely agree with it, and I think so. And I think that they, you know, it's exciting to have a soccer team here, and it's got that energy where it doesn't feel like the big evil corporation monster has taken over. It's affordable. You can take your family, you can buy tickets, it's accessible. So I think things when they're in that phase are always great.
Have they talked to you about coming out to games or doing the national anthem, or does it stop there with the anthem?
Well, I think I told them, they asked me to come do the anthem and play, and I told them I would like to do it with a marching band. That would be cool. And so I think they're working on trying to make that happen.
Yeah, it's a really cool rhythmic song. It's an anthem, but the rhythm of it in a good way reminds me of Eminence Front by The Who. Is that a coincidence?
Wow, I never heard that song. What is that? Give me I'll look it up.
It's an early 80s Who song, and a lot of people don't listen to The Who from the early 80s, but that song pops up at sporting events every now and then, or I saw Living Colour cover it at a tribute show. So
when I hang up, I'll check it out. I mean, I was definitely in the mindset of like, you know, big and, you know, big riff and bring people in. And yeah, so I thought of Argentina, actually. That was the big influence on that one.
Awesome background behind you. Is this the Black Ball Universe headquarters?
Well, there is no more Black Ball Universe. I've you know, that meant its demise, and now there's Storefront Records. And that's been my latest incarnation, I guess, is Storefront Records. And I wanted to, and I thought like Black Ball Universe is a great collective, but I really want to put other artists out. I'd like for the record I'm working on now to probably be my last record, you know? I'm working on I'm working on a record now that's a film also. It's kind of like kind of how Beyonce did Lemonade, but only it'll be the true story of my family, which I found out basically, if I can say it in 2 sentences, like I found out in the last couple months that I'm not who I thought I was, but I'm exactly who I thought I was. To make it short, the stories get this new album. And I probably shouldn't talk about this new album, so I'm sorry. Yeah,
we will say embargoed information right there, and stay tuned. How's that?
Yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, we're talking about. Have you lost your mind yet?
Well, in terms of the final albums, you know how a lot of big artists call it a farewell tour, and then it's not the farewell tour. You know, the Eagles and Kiss. I'm now starting to see artists calling it their final album. Dennis DeYoung from Styx just did that, and Tom Morello is on the album. But then again, Kiss's farewell tour was X number of years ago, and they did 2 studio albums after that. So you never know when the final one is.
Yeah, I think maybe artists, like, I really believe it. I'm like, okay, this is it. And I got to be Storefront Records, and I'm interested in doing that. I'm interested in someone else winning awards.
Well, that is actually something that I wanted to ask you about, because when I think about you as an artist at this point in time, I have the expectation that it's going to look cool, it's going to look artistic, and it's going to be colorful. When I hear it, it's going to be funky. It might change genres and time signatures mid-song, but it's going to be complex. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with this point in your career, that it's pressure, that it has to be good, if you feel that at all.
No, not at all. I feel like it has to be good to me. And I'm a pretty small artist in terms of the scope of artists, you know, out there. The way I feel, I'm not like some, you know, pop person with 1 million followers. And the beauty of doing this as a middle-aged dude was I really didn't care. And I don't care. I went out when I started Fantastic Negrito, everyone that I knew, except for a small group, was like, it's impossible. You're a middle-aged guy, your music is genre non-specific, nobody's gonna know. And I love that. And I love that I change on every album. And
you do.
I don't care. I really am true to being an artist, and it's fun. And I feel no pressure. The people that feel pressure have to be, you know, Taylor Swift and Beyonce and all those people. I feel no pressure. I'm always surprised anytime anything happens, you know. I stay in Oakland, California, in West Oakland. My label, it's beautiful. I live on a small farm. I have a very cool existence. I don't live in the big city, and no pressure.
I was actually curious about Oakland, because Oakland used to be kind of inferior to San Francisco in a way, where people just looked down on it. Nothing super great happened in Oakland if you're an outsider. And then now it kind of has a thing where it not only is its own city with sports teams, but you could almost never leave Oakland and have everything that you'd ever need there. There's craft breweries, there's parks, there's everything. So I'm curious when you started to see Oakland turn around.
Well, I have an opinion on that because I've been here like, 90% of my life. And I think that Oakland was always great. And the people that knew that it was great. And I think that we just, even in the last 30 years, 40 years, we've completely smashed San Francisco in terms of, their baseball team was terrible growing up. Our baseball team was great. We had the Raiders, they were great. The 49ers were great too. So you want to compare teams, we were beating them, clearly. We even beat them in the World Series when I was a kid. So I'd say number one to that for athletics. I say for music, there's not any comparison for the handprint globally and the cultural impact that what music from Oakland has completely changed the landscape of everything. And we can go way back to Sly Stone, and we can go to Digital Underground, Tupac. Say it again.
MC Hammer, of course.
MC Hammer, Tower of Power, the Tony, the Pointer Sisters. You can keep going. We In Vogue. Is not even no comparison. So
Metallica.
Metallica, yeah. Well, Metallica is from the other side over there, not Oakland or San Francisco. I forgot. Anyway, but I just think, I think that the Bay Area was always incredible. Growing up, it was incredible. Too Short. Don't forget Too Short. Yeah. It was always incredible. Green Day were playing here in Berkeley, right down the street. That's where they weren't playing in San Francisco. They're playing in the East Bay.
At Gilman Street.
They're from the East Bay.
Yeah.
And E40's from the East Bay. And now, and Young Jeezy, even now, and Kehlani and all these new people, they're always from this side. And I'm from that side. I'm not taking anything away. I love San Francisco, but I think that we culturally have always smashed. And the Black Panthers started here. Hell's Angels started. You can go down the list of what left a handprint globally is Oakland, not San Francisco. So San Francisco is big for tourists.
Yeah,
right.
Right.
They want to see the Golden Gate Bridge and go to some nice restaurants. But so it never turned around. And it was always amazing. It's great. Now there's, I wrote an album about this, The Last Days of Oakland, meaning that old Oakland was old and it kind of went away. And now there's kind of a new Oakland. It's not a turnaround. It's if you're running in a 440 track meet, it's a handoff. But it's not a turnaround because now there's more homeless people. When I grew up walking around here, you didn't see it, it didn't exist. People had a place to go, their mothers and grandmothers had a house. Now, man, the proliferation of homelessness is embarrassing. It's an embarrassment, man. And so that's what turned around is a certain demographic got a bunch of money and opened up cool lounges and bars.
Right.
And then the other demographic is now living on the streets. So I don't know what you want to do with that. People got to do with that what they do with it. Because I know, I think I saw there was good in the old Oakland. It was bad in the old Oakland. There's good in the new Oakland. There's bad here too. So I think it's just a baton exchange, and we better learn from each other, the old Oakland and the new Oakland. So it's always been amazing. Growing up, it was even more amazing. Why? Because all those things were happening that we talk about, all that music, you go out there, you can just taste it in the air. Like, oh my God, this place is exploding culturally with music, with dance, like boogalooing and all that was invented in Oakland, the boogaloo dance. So, I mean, none of that's happening now culturally. Do you have a cool place to go to drink a beer? Yeah, but I wouldn't trade that. Listen, I wouldn't trade that for going to see Green Day down the street.
Yeah.
For being at Sweet Jimmy's, the club, when MC Hammer did his first video, Let's Get It Started. I'm sorry, I wouldn't change it for that. And when there was music happening everywhere, man, like, so many live bands and live venues, and it was just incredible, and concerts in the park and all. You don't have that. So there I did a whole rant on that. But yeah.
I wouldn't call that a rant. I would call that a history lesson and fresh perspective. Do you have time for 2 quick questions and then you're a free man from doing press?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
So with all the questions about Oakland related music and all that, sometimes you find that artists know every other artist around regardless of the genre, and then other times not. I'm curious if you ever crossed paths with Faith No More.
I never. I've I would say the closest in proximity to that would be Primus. I've crossed paths with them, but not Faith No More. Just not. You know, some people, you know, they're here. You see they're here. You hear about them. Even with the Green Day guys, they're just right around. They were just here. They opened up something here. They did something here.
Yeah.
Never, which is a little bit strange, but maybe they don't do a lot of stuff here.
They always had ties to Oakland. Some of the members are from Oakland. But then when I knew that MC Hammer sampled We Care a Lot for the song Pray, I was just always trying to figure out if there was an Oakland tie, and that's how he knew that, or that was just a coincidence.
Maybe it was a coincidence, because I always talk about the music and I don't ever say them, and I probably should with Prime, because we have had so many, oh my God. But yeah, I don't never, man, cross paths. Never heard anything, nothing.
One day. And my closing question here for you is, finally, Xavier, any last words for the kids?
For the kids, man, be an individual, be yourself, find yourself. If you make good choices, usually good things happen. If you make bad choices, then you can expect bad things to happen. And be fearless, and never, ever, ever, ever think about how something can't be done. Take that out of your vocabulary. Only think about how it can be done.
Wow. Well, whatever form the new art comes from you in, looking forward to it, man. The live stream was great. The one that you put up, I think, in January. Just keep it up, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Paltrocast.